I convey my regards and respect to all pensioners family. I am Ajit Singh, one of the member of 75 lakh EPF pensioners. This, the Pension Act was passed in a haste without any vision. The reason for drawing low pension is the result of the lacunas left in the Act. As per the Acts, there were ceilings were prescribed for contribution. Had there been no ceilings, then people would not have suffered. People would have got better pension even without any struggle. Now, 75 lakh people who are drawing less pension, they are struggling in each corner of the India. And yesterday, a pensioner at Chhattisgarh were struggling in mass. There were mass struggle and massive struggle all over India. Everywhere, in front of EPF department, pensioners are struggling with the request to convey their memorandum to Prime Minister. Our pensioners, on a one single request from next president of National Action Committee, wrote lakhs of postcards and sent to Prime Minister office with the request to give us some sympathetic thought and sympathetic consideration to increase the pension. It is a pitiable to note that pensioners are getting pension in the range of 2,000, 4,000, maximum 2,500 rupees and minimum 400, 500 rupees. In a welfare state, we expect welfare-oriented policies from the government. This should have been better policy, but no vision was done. It was framed without any vision, and no serious thought was given by the government to modify the scheme as per suitable to the pensioners, as per in the rise of inflation. Inflation is rising. It is becoming very difficult for a person to maintain with the 2 meals within this pension. Credit, we are thankful to our children who are supporting, but unless we have money in our pocket, we don't get any respect. Every pensioner who has contributed for the national development in their tenure of service in different forms, and they remain active members of the trade unions which belong from various federations. It is our demand for minimum pension at the rate of rupees 7,500 rupees plus DNS allowance to every pensioner, and 50% of the salary to whichever is higher. Minimum demand is a guaranteed pension to everyone. It is shocking to see some trade union leaders, they are demanding for 5,000 rupees. When people have struggled for more than 4 years, they are sick and they are demanding for 7,500 plus DNS allowance. Why the demand for lower pension has been raised by somebody? It is my humble request. All national level trade union federations need to coordinate with the National Action Committee to get justice for the pensioner. Those who have raised the demand of 5,000 may also give a second thought and come to the conclusion with the justified demand raised by the National Action Committee. Today, we are passing through a great crisis. More than lakhs of people have died during the waiting period. Corona has broken our back, and we have suffered a lot during the corona. Our industrial workers, they have lost their jobs, and then those who have not got the job, they are still dependent upon the pension. The amount of pension is very low. Government need to give a very serious thought to make this policy as a best pension scheme in India. If we look into what India, International Labour Organization's convention, that is ILO convention, they have given more emphasis for safe for safety during old age. Some of our employers are also good, are very philanthropic and progressive employers. They are giving pension to the retired employees, and even some of the employers like IFCO, they have given medical insurance policy to their employees and also giving reimbursement of medical expenses or occur during OPD treatment. If it is a social responsibility, if our employers also come forward to take up the social responsibility, and the burden of the government will reduce. Our pensioners also demand that they must be given medical coverage so that they can get cashless treatment in hospital and can live with honor, and so that they need not have to depend upon anybody. Nowadays, it has become a very difficult for a single member in a family to meet the expenses incurred on elderly people's treatment. During this age, what is increased? Our bundles of files of medical treatment, medical prescriptions, and medical test reports is increased. Government need to give a sympathetic thought. All the trade unions must come together and talk to the government policy makers that minimum pension be guaranteed to each and every pensioner so that they can live with dignity and honor. As regards the maximum, the ceiling which is imposed on the contribution should be removed. Whatever is the basic salary, 50% be given as a pension or minimum pension, whichever is higher. If this concept is applicable, is implemented, and everybody will live happily and will live some dignity and honor. In the since last so many years, we have been waiting one after one budget, that is during this budget our problem will be resolved, but nothing has come forward. I'm grateful to our Prime Minister, who has at least taken initiative to restore the full pension to those pensioners who have opted commutation of pension for 10 years, and the pension is restored after 15 years. Our predecessors, the government, failed to look into this problem when I raised this issue number of times, but nobody bothered about to resolve these issues. But at least our present government has done two good things, but that is not sufficient for a pensioner to live with honor and dignity. I am thankful to members of parliament, especially Mrs. Hema Malini, for raising the dispute in the parliament, raising the issue of pension in the parliament, and also made her effort to convince Prime Minister that the demands raised by the pensioner is very much justified. And I appeal to all media persons not to spread any fake news that pension has been guaranteed. They should publish the news if they have got the notification. It is an open secret. It becomes applicable when notification is issued. Without notification, they should not publish any such news to misguide the pensioner with the aim that movement should break down. When I see the pictures of pensioners submitting their demands in the PPO office, in very poor condition, my eyes filled with tears when I saw the pensioners last time they were struggling at Jantar Mantar. I pray that each and every for the pensioners' welfare, that God should give them strength, so that they are fighting for 75 lakh people. Our strength will be increasing every day, and EPF is not going to bankrupt if they accede to their demands for the pensioner, because EPF is getting their assets are accumulating every month, and there are no chances that they will become bankrupt if they increase the pensioner. If they accede to the demands of pension, they must we live in a welfare state. They must think in the terms of the welfare and dignity of elderly people. Elderly people, they have made their best in their life for the development of nation. It is not only we, everybody will come to our stage. And if the pension scheme is improved, it will not only help our present generation, but it will help the coming, it will be a good opening for the others who will retire in 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, 5 years, and etc. There is a one more thing. Pensioner demand is 7,500 rupees per DNS loan. I suggest there is concept of minimum wages in each state. Minimum wages are revised on different occasions depending upon the cost of inflation in the states. Minimum wages are paid as per this three category of workmen: unskilled, semi-skilled, and skilled. In Delhi, if you look at Delhi, the minimum wages for unskilled is more than 16,000 rupees. Our rate of minimum pension, if they are linked with the minimum wages, and it will be more beneficial depending upon the salaries of the last drawn salary of the employee person. I humbly request that this message be spread to all over the nation, that our lawmakers should hear and 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 make a determination to help the pension. Every time various laws are passed, various schemes are launched, but we are left untouched. Our request to parliamentarians to do something and pursue the Prime Minister and Finance Minister and Labour Minister to implement the policy to enhance the pensioner so that they can also live with dignity and honor. If we look into other countries, there are 8% of seniors as per the census of 2011. There are 8% of people who are above the age of 60 years, and some are covered under government schemes, some are covered under different schemes, but large number of people are covered under EPF scheme, under which the condition is very deteriorating, if not improved. Government may also give a second thought, also give a sympathetic thought to construct retirement homes for senior citizens. There are senior citizens who are living alone, and even when they are sick, some on different occasions, there is nobody to provide them assistance. If retirement government, if you look, when we consider ourselves among the four powerful nations, then we must try to behave like those nations. Our country needs to consider to develop more and more retirement homes in different states, ownership of which should remain with the government, and allowed the senior citizens who don't have any resources to stay, and there are no person to look after them, as they are alone. That will help the senior citizen. No doubt that it is expensive, but we should not bother about the expenses to save the lives of senior citizens who are also equally important persons who have contributed lot for the national development. I once again request our Prime Minister, lawmaking agencies, lawmakers to give a serious thought to resolve the dispute within the budget session, so that all the pensioners should start getting minimum grant pension. Thank you very much. I am thankful to all pensioners and all viewers. Thank you. Thank you, Nika. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hind.